DC is one of the top of the list for us. You look at Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. These are brands that are known everywhere in the world, and the ability to drive those all over the world with great story is a big opportunity for us. We have done a reset. We've restructured the business where we're going to focus, where there will be a team with a 10-year plan focusing just on DC. It's very similar to the structure that Alan Horn and Bob Iger put together very effectively with Kevin Feige at Disney. We think that we could build a long-term, much stronger, sustainable growth business out of DC. And as part of that, we're going to focus on quality. We're not going to release any film before it's ready. We're not going to release a film to make a quarter. We're not going to release a film the focus is going to be how do we make each of these films in general as good as possible. But DC is something that we think we could make better, and we're focused on it now.
Make David Zaslav the Prime Minister or President. Why? Because months ago, when they were in talks, when the merger was going through, he said he's going to make DC great again. He wants Superman and Batman at the forefront of DC. And at last night's investor call, he made it really clear that whatever kind of DC films fan you are, he is building something big. He is building something great. He wants DC to be the theatrical cinematic experience like it should be. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube Warstu here? If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the daily Marvel, DC, pop culture-based content. That really helps the channel out. If you could comment down below, what is going on? Do you like what's going on? Do you like this big plan? Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Also, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into it. So, the internet went into a frenzy earlier this week when David Zaslav cancelled Batgirl due to quality. And then they kind of backtracked saying, it's not due to quality, it just doesn't align theatrically with what we want to do. So basically, they're not releasing Batgirl because it doesn't align with their new mission statement, if you like. So, we've got a team with a 10-year plan. Let's go. So, as soon as this information broke last night, I got a lot of messages. What does this mean about the SnyderVerse? The SnyderVerse is irrelevant to this 10-year plan. This is about making DC great again, and we can already see they're doing this. So, in the Warner Bros. Discovery reporting structure, the 10-year plan is about restructuring the whole of the company, including DC, to the point where, if you look on the slide I'm going to overlay now, there is an independent DC Studios. We've never had this before. Beforehand, it was just released under the Warner Brothers branch. Now, we don't know when this is going to go live, but now DC Studios, or in the future, will be a thing, which tells you Zaslav has a long-term 10-year plan. Not only that, they listed the franchises. Now, this is important. The Batman franchise, the Wonder Woman franchise, the Superman franchise, Game of Thrones, 90-Day Fiancé universe, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, to list a few. So what does that tell you? When he said months ago he wants to focus on the Holy Trinity, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, he was not joking, he was not messing. And this is why Batgirl's got cancelled. This is why Sasha Calle's Supergirl, who will still be part of the DC universe, whatever that will be in the Flash movie, that's why they've canned her movie. I do believe Sasha Calle deserves to get a movie. I do want there to be a Supergirl movie. But Zaslav wants the Holy Trinity to be at the front of the company, being DC Studios first and foremost, which, if you're a DC fan, that is fantastic. Although he didn't go into great detail, he said they're committed to building a 10-year plan for DC, what former Disney boss Bob Iger and Alan Horn did. Marvel president Kevin Feige have built. Then he went on to say, our ambition is to bring Warner Brothers and produce great, high-quality films. The CEO said, we can build a long-term, sustainable growth business out of DC. We're not releasing a movie before it's ready. So what does that mean? They will delay movies if they have to. Now, it's not being confirmed, but it is looking likely that Shazam 2 and Aquaman will be pushed back, and they're already making changes. The test screening feedback, they didn't understand why Michael Keaton appeared. So they put Ben Affleck in it because he is the Batman of the current universe. So we have already seen sides of this. So it does look like the Flash movie will be pushed back to 2024. And it does look like we're going to get Black Adam this year. But it's fantastic that they're not going to push stuff out just for the sake of it. He says their focus is on theatrical releases, and that should always be the case. So he went on to talk about the Flash movie. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Flash star Ezra Miller has made the headline, crazy stuff. We've seen the Flash, we've seen Black Adam, we've seen Shazam 2, said the CEO. We are very excited about them. We've seen them. We think they're terrific, and we think we can make them even better. So what does that tell you? With the new restructuring, they're going to change these movies to make them align with their mission statement or whatever they're trying to do with DC. So this is fantastic. Deadline heard recently from those who saw a test screen marketing of The Flash that is indeed amazing, especially as it involves Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, and Batman, and the Batman universe as on par with Spider-Man No Way Home. Okay, that's kind of irrelevant. And then the Deadline article goes on to say the release date. But realistically, it looks like they're going to push everything back. So this is great. This is really great. David Zaslav is doing exactly what he said. 10-year plan. So you're most likely going to get standalone Batman, Wonder Woman movies, Aquaman, everything. You're most likely going to get a bunch of standalone movies before everything reconnects. What do I think is going to happen? Well, the Flash movie is actually going to be really pinnacle. Now, I don't think they're rebooting the universe, so to speak. I think that's already done. Because what they've said already implies that it's been rebooted already. If you kind of read between the lines of the exact paraphrasing, 10-year plan, they've done a reset with the current actors. Now, are they going to keep all these actors on board? I don't know. But what they should do with the Flash movie to make it great, if they're going to keep the current actors, is right at the end of the movie, instead of Barry Allen returning and it being Michael Keaton, Old Man Batman, it is Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck, Superman, Henry Cavill. And that is the way they're going to do it. If they do that, that doesn't mean, I repeat, that does not mean said SnyderVerse is restored. Now they could do, but I don't think that is what they're thinking. They want to make everything great again, not just bring the SnyderVerse back. Although that was a sustainable plan, it will be very interesting to see how everything plays out. And yes, they have used Zack Snyder Justice League material in promoting HBO Max, sure. But then in a Rolling Stones article, someone wanted to use footage from Zack Snyder's Justice League, and WB Discovery said the only Justice League movie we have was from 2017, and then rejected the claim. So it's very unclear what is going on long term. But you don't really need to know what's going on long term. All you need to know is they've got a big plan, a 10-year plan to make Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman great again. I really hope it is Ben Affleck. I really hope it is Gal Gadot. I really hope it is Henry Cavill, but we don't know. He might decide just to cast brand new actors and do it that way. Either way, if you are truly a DC fan, you should be very excited about what David Zaslav is doing. He's not going to push movies out as fast as possible and release them with unfinished VFX. No shade at Marvel, but Marvel does that now. Marvel never used to throw movies out without bad VFX. They used to be good, but now Marvel chucks everything out. They're going for quality over quantity, which is amazing. This is really the best news ever. Now, maybe they will restore Snyderverse. We don't know. But the Snyderverse, is it over? I don't know. But they are promoting DC with the Holy Trinity being Superman, Batman, and Gal Gadot. But what I find fascinating is Ray Fisher, Cyborg is there, Momoa is there, Ezra Miller's there. Now, this is the absolute craziness. They need to address the Ezra Miller situation. Accountability over entertainment. The Flash star Ezra Miller now travels with a gun and body armor among trouble allegations. So, the Ezra Miller situation is getting even more crazy. According to a Business Insider report, Miller has been driving around the US carrying at least one gun, wearing a bulletproof vest. We're reportedly being paranoid, being followed by the likes of the FBI. Really? Wow. A fashionable safety measure in response to actual attacks and received death threats. Well, if that is actually true, he's got a lot of money, he's a celebrity, he should have a bodyguard. This is absolutely nuts. Why haven't they officially addressed the Ezra Miller situation? Yes, Zaslav came out and said, yes, all these movies are great, but he actually hasn't come out. I don't think he would. It'd be a bit weird for a CEO to say it, but someone at Warner Brothers needs to say that. Now, in a paraphrase here, an anonymous long-term friend apparently said this: I think Ezra has been enabled because of their fame, their wealth, their earning potential, their whiteness, their beauty. It's really hard to intervene when someone has as many resources as Ezra Miller. When you're famous, people are less likely to say no to you. I think that those things can be really dangerous. Some sources believe that Miller's behavior is an indicator of mental health. Went on to say this: that's the person that I'm grieving now. They were always kind of different from another, their age, but not scary. We were really, really good friends. It's really sad. So the main narrative of the story is, well, it's actually real life, is apparently Ezra Miller has lost touch with actual reality. So it's clear what's happening at WB Discovery and DC Studios. It's not clear what's going to happen with Ezra Miller post the Flash movie. They've not made it clear. It came out with it in a Deadline article saying they're not going to work with him regardless to how whatever happens court case wise in the future. Although that wasn't direct source, so I never believe it. So this is absolutely insane. They need to basically restore the end of the Flash movie so we get a new Flash. Not just so Ben Affleck comes back. Not just so we get Superman instead of Supergirl. We need to get a brand new Flash at the end of the movie. If he has got mental health issues, if he is losing touch of what is real and what's not real, he needs to get help. But he cannot be in a position to be in such a high accolade as playing Barry Allen as Flash. They won't reshoot the whole movie. Allegedly, according to articles, they've already spent over $200 million and they've confirmed it's being released, but they need to touch up a lot of this movie because it doesn't seem like he's going to be the Flash long term. It doesn't seem like it aligns with their future plans. But as a fan, I'm really excited for the future of DC. I really am. Now, it has been confirmed that the movie, The Flash, definitely is coming out. And now it's backed up from David Zaslav at the earnings calls last night. Now, I can't tell you, is the SnyderVerse going to be restored? I don't know. But the 10-year plan is great. Batman franchise, Superman franchise, Wonder Woman franchise, DC Studios. It's very clear they've got a plan. They want to put out quality movies and not just throw out everything. That is why they've delayed all these movies previously, most likely, and they will delay them again. There will be reshoots. There's already been reshoots for Aquaman 2 to put Batfleck in, because the audience didn't understand why the freaking Al Keaton's in it. The fact they cancelled the Batgirl movie tells us everything. That was part of old Warner Bros. That was a Walter Hamada verse. Why? Because Warner Bros. Greenlit everything before Discovery took over. And what has Warner Bros. Done? Cancelled a bunch of stuff that they didn't say was cool, which is good. It shows you he will, if he has to, cancel stuff in order for the greater long-term plan. DC should be up there with Marvel. How can a franchise company that owns the IP to Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman not be making billion-dollar movies? Yeah, sure, there's only 50-plus billion-dollar movies, but not every movie has to make a billion. Joker had the budget of 50 million and turned $1 billion. Like, yo, wow. And then Aquaman didn't really have a big budget, but that blew $1 billion as well. Why aren't these other movies breaking the box office? Not every movie has to break $1 billion, but most DC movies should at least be hitting $800 million, in my opinion. So like always, guys, let me know what is going on. The DC universe is greater and bigger than the SnyderVerse, so please don't keep talking about the SnyderVerse. The plan is clear. If Snyder does return, great. If he doesn't, we're just going to have to accept whatever this new universe is. But to me, I'm very excited. So like always, let me know everything down below, guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Really does help the channel. Thanks for all the love and support I've been getting recently. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, and I will catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.